Today we are going to be flying above the highlights of the Southern Alps, all in a 30-minute flight.
Today we are... Oh wait, Laura is getting distracted. Alright, now she gets that out of her system. Today we are arriving at Mt Cook Airport for the third time in a row. There is no way we're getting enough of those stunning views, and this time we are about to do a 360-degree flight around beautiful Mt Cook, the tallest mountain of New Zealand.
We're joining Inflight Experiences to see some of the highlights of Aoraki Mt Cook National Park. So to do this, we're getting into a very small plane where we can literally feel every single movement inside it. It's such a novelty to us. And we are joining our pilot Isaac, who is going to be taking us around the park. The Mt Cook National Park is the area surrounding New Zealand's highest mountain, which is Aoraki Mt Cook. It reaches up to 3,724 meters high, or in feet that's 12,349. And it pierces into the sky, it's super prominent, and the area around it holds some of the most majestic scenery in New Zealand.
The flight starts above the beautiful braided rivers which are fed by the Tasman Lake. Those braided rivers create some really intricate pattern on the floor, and you can only understand the entire scale of it by actually seeing them from above. Then we are reaching the beautiful Tasman Lake, which is fed by the Tasman Glacier. The Tasman Lake is one of the most iconic lakes in New Zealand. Its milky blue color makes it super easily recognizable amongst every other lake in the country. And this color comes from rock flour, which is basically rock that have been grinded into a very thin paste by the Tasman Glacier. It then deposits in the lake and creates this amazing color. And we are slowly making our way even closer to the Southern Alps. We start finally seeing those snowy peaks and start approaching the 23 kilometers long glacier, which is this massive giant. The views of all the glaciers of the Southern Alps, as well as all the snowy peaks of the Southern Alps, are unparalleled during this flight. There is no other way to get a feel of the impressive size of this gigantic mountain range.
As we reach the top of the Tasman Glacier, we can actually see the point where we landed on the glacier yesterday in a ski plane, so make sure to check out that video as well. But the Tasman Glacier isn't the only glacier here in the Aoraki Mt Cook National Park. In fact, 8 out of the 12 largest glaciers in New Zealand are right here in Aoraki Mt Cook. From the top of the Tasman Glacier, we then start to circle around the highest peak, which is Aoraki Mt Cook. And then we cross a section of the Southern Alps called the Divide, named because it actually is the divide between the east coast of New Zealand and the west coast. And once we cross the divide, we can see a very distinct change in the weather, which is actually really funny because on the west coast, it is infamous for having bad weather. We can see that right now with all the clouds around us.
One of the really cool features that I can't wait to see during this flight is the Fox and Franz Josef Glacier. Believe it or not, we were there 3 months ago already. It's incredible how time flies when you do 365 activities in only 365 days. We keep ourselves super busy. And we get to see those two glaciers in a whole different angle. We only flew very far away from the Franz Josef Glacier when doing our skydive, but we haven't seen them from above. So it's really cool to see it from the top of their neve. Our pilot Isaac is in love with the Southern Alps. He talks with so much passion about all the geological features of the area. It's incredible the wealth of knowledge that he's sharing with us in such a short flight. We are now looping back and making our way back toward the Mt Cook Airport via Hooker Valley. This is a great way to get a different perspective of the whole area as well, but this by no means means that we're not going to be seeing the Tasman Lake, because it's such a prominent feature, there is no way around it. We'll see this beautiful turquoise lake once more. I just can't get enough of the beautiful Tasman Lake. We can see the massive icebergs from above, and we can even spot a tiny boat which next to the iceberg looks really small, making the whole thing come into perspective and wowing us once more. Needless to say that Laura is glued to her camera for the entire flight. Even when we are approaching landing, she's still taking some pictures of the area because she just can't get enough of those stunning views.
The Mt Cook 360 flight is definitely one of the more affordable flights here in Aoraki Mt Cook and one of the quickest ways to see all the major highlights of the national park. Landing back in Mt Cook Airport is a bittersweet moment for us. Although we had such an epic time flying around the Southern Alps, it's a bit of a sad moment because this is our final activity here in the national park. Tomorrow we are heading to the Lake Tekapo area for its picturesque views and its world-famous springs. So join us then.
Oh my god, that was amazing!
There's so many layers of mountains and snow and glaciers and... oh my god! It's so much to see, it's incredible.